So let's dive into our first program from Faculty of Politics and Political Science. And our first bachelor degree is the Bachelor degrees in Politics and Global Studies. Here with us today, we have the call-in from Kun Mina Senata and Kun Prim from Pranisa. She's are going to talk about this wonderful program. So take it away.
Thank you so much for the kind introduction and welcome everyone once again. I'm Mina and today I will be representing the Politics and Global Studies program of Chulalongkorn University along with Prim. So the Politics and Global Studies program is in short an international undergraduate program within the Faculty of Political Science here at Chula. It is a double degree program where students will graduate with 2 bachelor degrees, one from Chula and another from one of our partner universities. So what are the 2 partner universities, you might ask? So let's find out in this upcoming video.
Hi everyone, my name is Asha and welcome to the Colchester campus tour. We're starting off firstly here by the lakes. It is the nicest place on campus and it's a great way to study and have a barbecue and chill with your friends. The campus is made up of 5 interlinking squares and we're surrounded by all this incredible parkland, so let's get going. This is the Silbrad Student Center. Let's go inside and check it out. Here you'll be able to come for student information, support, the finance desk, the IT desk, and some study spaces. And now we're in the Creative Studios, which is located at the back of the Silbrad Center. Here's where you come for everything student media. Right next to the Silbrad Center, you'll be able to find the Lakeside Theatre Cafe. Let's go inside. And now let's head down to the Lakeside Theatre. Welcome to the Albert Sloman Library. Here you'll find 6 floors of books, archives, and one of the only 4 Paternoster lifts in the UK. So this is our Ivory Crew Lecture Hall. This is where you're going to be coming for your graduation ceremony once you finish your degree. So opposite Ivory Crew, we've got Waterstone. So if you're like books like me, you'll be in there all the time. Next door is Art Exchange, our art gallery, which shows some really cool exhibitions. Let's head on to Square 4. Here you'll be able to come to one of our 2 stores to go and grab some bits and bobs. We've got the post office, and there's a lot of places to eat around Square 4, so go and check that out, my favorite stop bar. And this is Square 3. Here you'll find the SU reception, great coffee in the kitchen, lots of places to eat, and below us is our nightclub Sub-Zero. So this is the Lecture Theatre building, also known as the LTB. You'll have quite a few lectures in here, and it's also the home to the SU Zone Cinema. And this is our sports arena. Next door, we have a sports hall with a gym and a climbing wall. And behind these, you'll find our sports pitches and acres of green space. As you can see, we've got some interesting looking architecture all over campus. For example, our carbon neutral business school, our Wivenhoe House Hotel, and the STEM Center. And that's the end of our tour now. Thank you so much for following me around campus, and I can't wait to see you soon.
All right. So, aside from the University of the Year 2018, the University of Essex, another one of our partner universities is the University of Queensland. So, let's see that up next.
Your UQ life is about more than just the on-campus experience. Even if you're studying online, UQ has extensive resources to help you succeed, with lectures and learning activities available online, and library and other support services just a click away. UQ Life is about helping you make meaningful connections, explore new things, make new friends and feel a part of the UQ community, both on campus and online. Through UQ Life's virtual village, you can make new friends, explore your shared interests, gain support and access services. Our social media channels and website allow you to build a sense of belonging and really engage and be a part of the UQ community, as well as access exclusive online content and events from dance classes, live music and discussion panels, to even art classes, online workouts and mindfulness. How much or how little you get involved is totally up to you. The UQ Life team is always here to help you have the best experience you can as a UQ student. After all, this is your UQ Life.
If you're interested in how the social world works and want to make it a better place, then UQ's Bachelor of Social Science is the degree for you. My name is Associate Professor Rebecca Olson, and as Program Director, my job is to prepare you to create change and become an effective social change maker. Social science is the scientific study of society. It's about studying those patterns, relations, and cultures between people that shape communities. There are a number of disciplines that make up the social sciences, from sociology and policy studies through to geography, political science, and international relations and anthropology. The Bachelor of Social Science at UQ involves learning from all these disciplines to not only understand the many layers of the social world, but also to develop the skills needed to change it.
At UQ, you can tailor your degree by choosing from one of three majors, or double your skills through a Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Social Science dual degree. My name is Morgan, and I'm an honours student in the Bachelor of Social Science, majoring in health and policy. I'm interested in inequalities in health, illness, and health systems, with an emphasis on the social and ethical factors that shape health outcomes. The program has two other majors, Development and Environment and Society, both taught by world-class social scientists.
In the development major, you'll learn to analyze the social effects of international and community development, with an emphasis on alleviating poverty and inequality and developing sustainable societies. With a major in Environment and Society, you can explore the intersections between socio-political processes and environmental problems to address issues of climate change and waste. UQ is ranked #1 in Queensland for social sciences and social policy and #1 in Australia for social sciences and humanities. Explore global solutions for a better tomorrow, no matter which major you choose.
Learn from leading international scholars who link cutting-edge research to their teaching and translate their passion for social change to the classroom. Engage in courses that propel you to address the major social challenges of our time. Increase your employability by undertaking an industry partnership project with a local government, NGO, or community organisation. Graduate with a transferable skill set that will be in high demand and set you up for any possible future.
Along with work in the commercial sector, many of our graduates go on to secure careers in policy, justice, not-for-profits, and government. By studying the Bachelor of Social Science, you'll explore how to address pressing social issues such as poverty and inequality, Indigenous peoples and injustice, health and illness, and the social impacts of climate change at local, national, and international levels. We look forward to working with you as you become a social change maker.
Okay, good morning, and that was a glimpse to our program. Today, we are going to give you introduction about our program and what requirements you need to meet for the application. First, I want to start off by saying that our Chulalongkorn University is ranked first in Thailand and top 100 to 150 of the world in politics and international study. Our program aims to educate students to prepare them to become globally committed citizens. Education gives us a profound understanding that we are tied together as citizens of the global community and that our challenges are interconnected. There are two main elements of global citizen education. First, global consciousness, the moral or ethical aspect of global issues. Second, global competency, skill meant to enable learners to participate in changing and developing the world. student active participation in projects that addressing global issues of a social, political, economic, or environment. Next, 3 ย่าน or 3 major spheres of learning in our program. First, knowledge, providing both multidisciplinary as well as specialized field of knowledge. Second, multicultural experience, diversity of teaching, work-based learning, and extracurricular activities. And third, dedicated change maker committed to local and global community. In the next following slide, we will be discussing our program structure. Our program is the first of its kind to offer various tracks with different partner universities. Our program offers 2 degrees in collaboration with University of Essex and University of Queensland as presented in the previous video. Students will graduate with 1 degree from Chulalongkorn University and 1 from their chosen university. As stated in the earlier slide, students will be able to choose their preferred track that best match their interests, both academic and personal. This is the picture of our partner location, University of Essex, England, and University of Queensland in Brisbane, Australia. And why not a picture of our beautiful university, Chulalongkorn? And you might wonder why Chula. Chulalongkorn University is a national research-based university that located in the heart of Bangkok, Thailand. Established in 1917 by King Vajirayana following King Chulalongkorn Foundation in promoting civil service college. Our university is a green and sustainable campus which ranked first in international and 14th in the world by UI Green Metric for City Center Campus 2018. In 2020, QS World University Ranking by Subject ranked Chulalongkorn University Politics and International Studies in the top 100 among the world, which is the highest ranking among its peers in Thailand. Let's talk about our classroom. PGS classroom is equipped with easy-to-move table and chair, suitable for different kinds of class activity. The back of the room is an open space with cozy wooden steps as shown in the picture. The informal and friendly atmosphere allows students to make the use of the space for their creative needs. The space is also suitable to hold a seminar, book talk, workshop, policy competition, and other academic social activities. Moreover, our classroom is designed to become a relaxing and creative space by using educational technology to help stimulate student learning experience. Our classroom is equipped with technological devices which will maximize our learning experience and both online and on-site. And that is not all. Our classroom is also designed with movable tables that will allow students to participate in group activities. Unfortunately for us, we are not able to visit our classroom or campus this year, but we have amazing time studying online with our professor, and with a great orientation from senior and professor, we did not feel like we are missing any knowledge. Next, our award-winning library, which play an important role in providing teaching and learning experience on campus and create comfort space for students to exchange ideas and thoughts. In the next following slide, our campus activity will be presented. First, we have many guest speakers from government and private organizations for different classes, giving us many valuable experience and knowledge that can't be found elsewhere. And for the next part, I will hand over the presentation to Mina.
All right, thank you, Prim. So one of my favorite things about PGS is the guest lectures, like Prim has mentioned, but also our clubs and activities. So one of the clubs within the Faculty of Political Science is the YALPI, or the Young Asian Leaders Policy Initiative, which is an international forum that aims to solve current social problems from the bottom-up policy, which is an aspect of the ASEAN younger generation, creating policy recommendations. And on to the next slide, here are some different topics of the forum in the past year, with the main theme being tackling social inequality in the age of COVID-19. The sub-themes are as listed, including women in the workforce, underprivileged youth, and migrant workers. Next slide, please. So other than that, another club within our faculty would be the Chulalongkorn University Model United Nations, or Chulamun Club, which is a club as well as a conference. And in the most recent 2021 conference, next slide, please, there were 3 committees, including DISEC, SOCUM, and HLC, which are all UN committees. So some example topics would be restoring stability, of post-political conflict countries. So if you're interested, we're also holding another conference at the beginning of next year, so feel free to check that out. Next slide. So during on-site school, we had the buffet lunch program where staffs, professors, and students were invited to come together, socialize, and have lunch together. So it was really a tight-knit and friendly community, not only between the students, but also between students and professors, as well as staffs. Now, next slide. I am going to now be going into detail in explaining our dual degree program partnerships, and starting with the University of Essex. So our program is a partnership with the Essex Pathways and the Department of Government at the University of Essex, and models include academic development skills, research, social research, and datacy. So feel free to read the details off of the slides or take a screenshot if you're interested. And onto the next slide. Here are some photos of the beautiful Essex campus. So yeah, as you can see in the video, there were 5 main buildings. And now I am going to be explaining the details of the students who choose to take this track. The students on the Essex track will spend their first 2 years at Essex University in Colchester, and their 3rd and 4th year here at Chulalongkorn University, where they will receive a total of 2 bachelor degrees, one a Bachelor of Arts in Social Science from the University of Essex, and another Bachelor of Arts in Politics and Global Studies from Chulalongkorn University. Now let's move on to another one of our partner universities, the University of Queensland. UQ offers diverse modules of studies. Next slide. Yes, thank you. And it is in multidisciplinary modules taught by scholars from different schools. So there are 2 distinct majors within the UQ track, the first being the development major, and the second being social and public policy. So both provide conceptual and methodological skills, such as analysis, social sciences, politics, public policies, and quantitative and qualitative approaches. The university itself is located in St. Lucia in Brisbane, known for its contemporary architecture, beautiful landscapes. It's Queensland. And so graduating with 2 degrees in the Bachelor of Arts in Social Sciences from UQ and a Bachelor of Arts in Politics and Global Studies from Chulalongkorn University, students will receive a total of 2 bachelor degrees within 4 years of study. Next slide, please. Now let's talk about what exactly makes our program unique. So by offering a multidisciplinary and specialized courses through an international curriculum, we cover topics such as philosophy, politics, public policy, sociology, anthropology, international relations, as well as an academic skill development. This means relevant news in a contemporary context that are applicable to our daily lives. So like I said, we provide a contemporary focus onto the next slide in both local and global emerging phenomena. So we are preparing students to become future leaders and change makers by encouraging them to dive into a series of current and entangled issues, as well as prepare for future scenarios. Next slide. We also value practical experience, since PGS provides students with hand-on and practical experiences. When during the on-site school, students were able to go on field trips and visit different embassies. However, during online school, we have adapted to an online platform where we still have guest lecturers in these renowned fields come give us lectures through Zoom, and it was still a privilege being able to hear from them. Next slide, please. Now, let's touch on the admission requirements for the 2022 school year a little bit, because I'm sure that's what a lot of us are wondering. So this upcoming school year, PGS will be accepting 40 students into the program, 20 from the UQ track and 20 for the SX track. So here are the scores needed for admissions. A composite score of 1,200 on the SAT, or a minimum of 500 on the evidence-based reading or the English part of the SAT. A TOEFL score of not lower than 87, an IELTS score of not lower than 6.5, or if you were to take the CUAT instead of the SAT, that is also acceptable with the same scores basis. A 500 on the verbal section and a 1,200 on as a composite score. Now, the interview process is also a big part of the admissions requirement, where there are 4 main criteria that students will be graded on in the interview. The first being international politics and global situation knowledge, analysis and problem-solving skills, leadership and creative thinking, and English communication skills, all of which the points are stated on the screen. So here is the way of each of the admission section. So standardized test scores will weigh up to 50% for CUAT and SAT. English scores, TOEFL and IELTS weigh 20%, whereas the interview weighs 30%. And here is a tentative schedule for the 2022 admissions. So feel free to take a screenshot. We will be leaving this on for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Thank you, Prim. Next slide, please. So as for the online application, these are the requirements. You can also check this out on our website, which we will provide later on. So in case you're interested, here is also important information. Thank you, Prim. Next slide, please. So as a summary, this program is designed to equip the young generation into becoming change makers with a dual degree program with a wide range of knowledge related to the fast changing and multi-faced world, a multidisciplinary approach, meaning a diverse way of thinking, researching, and understanding global politics as well as local politics on different levels of social complexity, developing inspiration through work-based learning activities. Next slide, please. So here is our office and where it's located at the Gasem Uttayanin building at Chulalongkorn University Faculty of Political Science. Next slide, please. Here's a quick look at our PGS 1 and PGS 2 cohorts. Next slide. So if you're hesitating on applying, just remember that you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. So trust me and just apply. And if you have any questions at all, please do not hesitate to reach out to us through the following platforms: our website, pgsjula.org, our Facebook page, pgs.jula, email, pgs.jula@gmail.com, as well as our Student Council Instagram page at PGS Student Council, where you can just shoot us a DM. Thank you very much for your attention.
Well, thank you very much, both Prim and also Mina. That was a really interesting one. Such a great opportunity, to learn from both institutions. So let's talk about, some of the Q&A questions. And if any of you have any questions, please feel free to put it down in the chat box, and then we can just, read the questions, and then either Mina or Prim can answer. All right. So now I think I would like to ask, how can we increase the chance to get accepted into this program? Could be either Mina or Prim. You can answer this question.
Right. So first of all, if you want to be able to get in, you must apply. So by not applying, there is 0% chance of you getting in. But by simply applying, that already increases your chances of getting in by a whole lot. And through applying, make sure that you're equipped for it, in which it really comes down to having logical reasoning, the ability and the desire to learn, as well as equipping your views with practical knowledge and facts, in which we believe that PGS will be able to provide you with.
Oh, that was wonderful. Thank you so much, Mina. Okay, now let me move on to Prim. Prim, how did you feel like during the interview session? Would you share with us,
I
please,
was
Prim?
Yeah, I was so excited, but the atmosphere is very nice and chilling. The professor is very considerate, and I didn't feel any specific stress or anything. Personally, I kind of very like appreciate the atmosphere. So
Oh,
thank you so much for our professor.
wow, that was great. So now both of you, may I ask, are you on like second year, third year, or fourth year students?
We're actually
First
first
year.
year
The
students.
first year students. Okay, wow,
Yeah.
that's good. That's just like, pretty hands-on one. So tell me a little bit about, learning experience, learning environment. Have you had a chance to maybe start your class in those two universities already? So let's share some of your experience, please. We can start with Mina first.
All right, so we haven't had the opportunity to have in-person classes. However, we have visited the building from the outside, but all of our classes are held through an online platform such as Zoom or Microsoft Teams. At first, not gonna lie, I was kind of disappointed that I wasn't able to go in class. However, when that was prior to actually having these online classes, and when I actually got to experience the classes, I felt like I was, of course, I would prefer online on-site classes. However, I was not as disappointed. I was actually very satisfied with the education I was receiving because I saw my own growth and I saw how these classes were actually very interesting, and I was motivated to learn because of the content that was taught and the engagement of each of the discussions, lectures, as well as the projects that were assigned in each of these classes. And I just felt like motivated to learn.
Great, thank you, Mina. So let's turn to Prim. So how do you feel?
Yeah, so as same as Mina, at first I was kind of worried because studying online can mean not the lack of feedback from the professor. But considering after we study online, we found that PGS is very considerate about student idea value or anything. So they have a separate meeting for students to talk exclusively and privately with the professor or separate email feedback. So I kind of very satisfied with the result from the online study.
Yeah, that was wonderful. So now let me ask both of you, which university are you going to choose, or you have chosen already? And which one?
Right, so we
Yeah, we both.
sorry for
You go
No
ahead.
problem, no
Yeah, you go
problem.
ahead.
We choose our tracks when we accept our offer into the university, in which we both chose the Queensland track.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. So that means you're going to study with Shula for the first year, and then second year and the third year, you're going to go to QU, U of Queensland, right? That
Yes,
would
that
be
is
nice. That was nice. And have you had a chance to talk to your friends that, choose the track to University of Essex to see, how they're doing? Something like this? Would you like to share with us?
Yes, actually.
Yeah.
On our student council Instagram page, we have been updating different lifestyles of people from both track, the University of Queensland and the University of Essex, in which UQ are the students at Tula currently. And people from the University of Essex have also been updating by their different pictures, videos of their life there at the University of Essex.
So they're already actually there, right? Right
Yes,
now.
that's correct.
Oh my gosh, wow, how excited. So you can wait for sure to go to University of Queensland. So now let me ask you about, because, getting into Chulalongkorn, especially in PGS program is quite competitive because we accept only 20 for this track and 20 for another track. So any tips or recommendation for our, junior one or our freshman?
I would suggest that you do your best on the SAT and the IELTS score. And for the interview part, don't worry too much because the professor is very understanding. You just need to keep track of current news or basic range of knowledge that will be needed in the social science study field. So basically just be yourself and the professor will see your performance and they will choose you.
Wow, that's very nice. Thank you so much, Prima. What about Mina? Any tips from you?
Similar to Prim, because 50% of your admissions score is the standardized score, do focus on that. And if you're interested, if you're actually passionate about wanting to study in this field, it will show. So lead with passion and follow with practical skills and knowledge, similar to what I've mentioned before.
Great. Okay, now let me ask you, what is your favorite class or subject so far? Prim, you want to go first?
Okay. For me, international and development system, because the professor invite many guest lecturer, and one of them is the professor from Oxford.
Wow.
She's a very good and amazing professor. It's like our favorite professor of all that we have studied. I can only speak for me, but she's my favorite, and I learn a lot from her. New topic that I have never heard, and she make us wrote an amazing essay for the midterm exam, and it kind of open a broad range about new of experience for me with the event of new knowledge.
Wow, that's excellent, and that's why I say I want to hear your real input and your opinion, so our prospect can really hear from you. Okay, what about Mita? So, what is your favorite class or subject so far?
I have two that I would probably have to say are my favorite.
You can decide. All right, let's talk about those two quickly, please.
Okay, so I have social theory and design thinking, as well as media and political imagination. The reason I love social theory and design thinking is because it's more of like a philosophical class. However, it's still applicable to the social science field and politics, but it's not limited to that. I can apply that knowledge into any other field that I'm interested in studying, because it's really about people, and anything related to people's society, it's all applicable. And that has really helped me in different aspects of life.
Wow, very good. You know what? Just, based on what I heard, you have such a really cool course that is very cutting edge, very up to date, and very practical. So just kind of, make sure that we stick with the motto, like, we try to be the change makers into the global citizen, to become the global citizenship like this. So very good. So one last word from each of you. Why do we need to choose PGS? Starting from Prim, and then we'll finish off with Mina.
So as you can see, you get 2 degrees, one from Chulalongkorn University and one from your chosen track. So I think that kind of an advantage comparing to others. But personally, I think that if you take a thorough look into the courses and the syllabus, you will know that PGS cover a range of knowledge that you can use in your future career or for future study. So basically, I think that the PGS program will help prepare you to be a committed change maker that will help us develop the world and become a better country and reach the new state of civilization. So basically, PGS is the one for you to choose if you're very interested in political and science study.
Wonderful. What about Mina?
I agree with everything Prim said. She basically covered a lot of the important parts. I would also like to add that since it is a multidisciplinary approach, it is not limited to only a specific field of study. Although you gain information from the political science field, you can also apply it into really any field or your personal life. And 4 years, 2 degrees, it's worth it.
Absolutely, it is definitely worth it. So thank you so much, Mina, and thank you, Prim, for to be here with us and share your wonderful and insightful information about PGS program. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Oh my goodness. If I were you, I would just start, maybe preps of all the documents and then start applying for PGS program right away, because this is such a really great program. You get 2 degrees, you get a chance to travel abroad, studying, making friends, and also, most importantly, you can be a better person to change the world. So if you're interested, please make sure going to the website, check it out to PGS. Okay.